Sponsored by that really cool VPN.
Everything's fine, got some merch in the store. It's hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying. Everything's fine, got some merch in the store. I miss that outside where somebody can save me. What you gonna do with all that stuff? You can wear it or burn it or give it to your dog. Everything is fine, got some merch in the store. It's hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying.
Yeah, guess who? Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, and especially to you if you didn't get to have any Christmas popcorn. I'm sorry. But if you are new here, why not subscribe? It's free, just takes a second, and it helps out the channel a lot. I appreciate it, thank you. But once again, your favorite cardboard box has been entrusted with the task of being shipped around the four corners of the internet and bringing back whatever I can, safe with all my packing peanuts. That's you guys. And today I wanted to talk about something not so foreign. A few people have talked about it before, but there are some things we just can't let discussion on die. And for good reason. If they continue to display problematic behavior, then we have no choice but to strive for better and speak up. And that is the case of the application Amino. So let's start from the beginning. What is Amino? Well, Amino is an online application developed by Narvi Incorporated, created by Yin Wang and Ben Anderson. In 2012, Wang and Anderson came up with the idea while attending an anime convention in Boston. Yes, I'm serious. According to an article by Mashable, Anderson is not obsessed with anime, but the 26-year-old entrepreneur is fascinated by people who are. Walking around the Prudential Center in Boston 4 years ago, Anderson and his then classmate at Northeast University, now co-founder, Yin Wang, came across thousands of attendees of Anime Boston. The convention draws 30,000 people to the city every year. Anderson said, "They completely took over the mall. These people all dressed in costumes. For me, it was this crazy experience of all these complete strangers around the world converging and making friends." But for my co-founder, he was like, "These are my people." Their experience sparked an idea to create communities that could mimic the enthusiasm of being at a convention, but didn't require tickets, travel, or costumes. Instead, it all relied on a smartphone. The first apps/communities that Narvi ever launched were the ones for K-pop and photography. Now, on the surface, this sounds like a lovely idea, right? Users, no matter what their passion, can foster interest around any subject at all. Art or anime, or Minecraft YouTubers, or really anything. With every good idea, it's got its bright sides. The unfortunate part is that, as with the rest of life, you take the good with the bad. But to help tackle such a heavy subject, I called in some reinforcement. So let me hand you over to my good friend, Tion.
Hey guys, what is up? My name is Tion. Thanks a ton Hotbox for having me, and today we're going to be talking about something pretty serious, and that would be none other than the Amiibo app. Amiibo has a history of predatory behavior, both by users and by the app itself. Somewhere in 2016 to 2018, Amiibo had an influx of ads and promo bots flooding every crevice of the Amino app. Some users recorded more than 5 ads every day, and over 4 bots messaging them every week. Putting ads on in the settings mean you can earn coins to buy a membership and unlock some features. So most kids chose to keep running ads and even interacted with them to earn coins. Most who clicked on these ads ended up getting their IP grabbed or sent to a graphic video. This is a pretty slimy way to make a quick buck. What makes things even worse is that every single time there's an ad interaction, Amiibo gets paid more for it. So not only do you get your IP grabbed, you also get to make them more money, which is not a good idea. Amino has since been banning the accounts and removing and moderating the ads they put up, but every few months there are a wave of bots flooding people's accounts. A few months ago, somebody posted this image on Reddit. This is their DMs, and as you can see, they are absolutely full of these bots. If you scroll down and look at the comments on this post, you could see a ton of people are experiencing the same thing. Somebody commented, "I got the same messages from those same people. It's bothering me a lot after getting 5+ of these a week. week. Another user theorized that if you click on the link, it could take access to your account. It looks like every single person who's commented on this post has experienced the same thing, and this was posted 4 months ago, so you know it's still happening today. And if you think that was the worst of it, let me hand you over to Hotbox. He's got way more for you. Oh yeah, before I go, my link's gonna be in the description, so if you guys have any spare time, I would appreciate you if you would check me out. Now let's see what Hotbox has in store for us.
Why, thank you, Tion, and remember, do check him out if you got a minute. Guy puts a lot of work into his content. Now, computer ads, like Tion talked about, are one thing altogether. It's a two-dimensional ad banner, and it's morbid, but not uncommon on a lot of websites. Not saying that makes it okay, it's incredibly unfortunate, but I'm trying to say that this is a simple layer to it. It is the skin of the apple. Let me take you down to the seedy core. The three-dimensional threat. A big issue is that maps are still thriving. I can't tell you the exact definition of that or I will become demonetized, so let me throw it up on screen for you really quick. Any veteran Amino user knows this topic, maps invading communities. But sadly, as one user reports to me, some maps have converted kids that they know to think that map is an actual sexuality and not a sick, twisted illness. As far as they know, Amino has yet to take down communities surrounding it, or the people who claim to be maps and supporters, like this community displayed here. I'm not gonna dare enter it because, well, I simply don't want to be on a list. But you can see right there, a clearly labeled group, a firm hashtag, even their disgusting flag, and an ID. For those of the minor attracted community and its supporters. Disgusting. To think that communities like this are allowed to thrive in an audience so filled with potential prey, it's horrifying. It's the stuff of actual nightmares. But let me bring you around to a real horror story. Yeah, I mean it's in the title of the video, but so far it's been experiences and articles. This is a first-hand account of the human threat. But first, ad time. Okay, so picture this, right? It's the early 1700s, you're a pirate, and you want to send a safe and encrypted email. But that hasn't been invented yet. So you take out your quill and your best parchment, and you write a cordial letter. After you drink yourself into a stupor, you cram that letter in the bottle, and you're about to head to the post office when you remember that it's the ocean. Well, it couldn't hurt, right? I mean, my data's safe in that big, scary ocean, right? So you take a deep breath and chuck your bottle overboard, and watch it float off to sea. And just when you're sure that your letter reached your beloved Isabel, some pirate picks it up so he can 100% this video game he's in. But this wouldn't have happened if you used EXPRESSVPN. EXPRESSVPN is the saltiest, scurviest, swashbucklingest VPN in all of the 7 seas. Without it, your ISP can see everything. EXPRESSVPN puts a stop to that by encrypting all of your personal browsing data and hiding your location. All made possible through a very secret and complicated series of tubes. Don't look, I'll take your eyeballs. But even you can be granted access to the secret tubes by using link expressvpn.com/hotbox. Using my link will get you an extra 3 months on top of their 12-month package. That's 15 whole months of internet piracy, safety. I almost said 15 years, but you should do that. Go ahead, use my link 15 times. Please, I want money, I have scurvy. ExpressVPN also gives you unrestricted access to all parts of the internet. Oh no! Is that one juicy piece of Hotbox content that he spent actual days on region locked? Ever wanted to use Japanese Netflix? Well, with ExpressVPN, just a quick click on a map, and you're there. With the fastest speeds, 24/7 customer support, ExpressVPN's easy use has made it a top-rated VPN provider. Die, hacker scum! Join today for the security that keeps this box in one piece. Ad over. Viewer discretion is advised. Grooming in Amino. Okay. So, this is a sore topic, but sadly, I'm a victim of this. I was 16 at the time of this story. I was in the Ruby Amino when I met a girl. She was like 13 or 14. We had the cringy, dumb roleplay family where I was her mother, and she already had a father that she wanted to introduce me to. Well, the guy and I hit it off as friends first. I'll call him M for simplicity's sake. But M and I joked about a character's mom being hot and spurred a conversation about how weird NSFW art for the show was. Well, eventually, that devolved into him sending me NSFW art through private Amino messages and asking me to draw Blake and Crow having sex. These were the characters that we roleplayed at the time. The Amino system picked up on being sent through the messages and warned him not to do it. So we moved to Discord. After a month or two messaging me there, he revealed that he was 20 and sent me a picture of his face where he looked young enough to pass as 20. He asked if I thought he was cute, and being a dumb 16-year-old, I answered yes. So after showing my face, the behavior only got worse. We were still active on Amino while the Discord messages were going, and a lot of other people, other kids and adults at the time, remarked how we made a cute couple despite us not being in any cemented relationship, and them knowing the age difference. It was soon after that we left Amino, and he kept on flirting with me. When I reciprocated, he told me to keep it a secret and wait till I turn 18 to tell anyone about him. I'm 17 at this point, and he begins spilling a lot of personal stories about his traumas, his abandonment issues, and his aggressive nature to those who betray him. He'd get drunk on calls. In fact, more often than not, he was just drunk on call. He'd threaten suicide, and I was terrified. I didn't want him to hurt himself, so I'd act as his personal therapist. I'd be talking him down when he would tell me that he was playing with a gun. And while I was already freaking out, he told me he lied about his age. He was really 22 or 23. So, wanting to calm him down, I accepted that. I talked to him for a little while longer, and then we ended the call. I was shaken up, but I made myself move on and act like nothing ever happened. After our friends on Discord finished up in a public VC, he called me, complaining about how horny he was, and he asked me to bait for him. And I'm ashamed to admit, that's what happened. After the call, he'd get more and more pushy, begged for more voice calls, and I'd tell him no each time because of how uncomfortable I felt from it. With all the red flags, I cut him off. But I returned to Amino and vented to all my friends about it, and the amount of people who came forward with similar experiences and told me that it didn't count because the age difference, quote, wasn't so bad, was surprising. People like M are hiding in Amino and taking advantage of the young users, and it's disgusting how sometimes those young users aren't able to see the harm in it. I guess the message that I'm trying to send at the end of the day is to raise awareness of these kinds of things happening in communities so close to children. This isn't just Amino too. This is Twitter, this is YouTube, this is everything that has an audience of minors, which again is pretty much everything, but the point is, raise awareness of this kind of behavior. Recognize the signs. And when you feel something is wrong, speak up. It's okay to be scared. Fear is a valid emotion, but we can't let it dominate us. It's not an anchor. It's not gonna weigh us down to one spot. We can always break free of a chain, especially when it's a solid group of us. And I believe in everyone's strength. If you enjoyed this video, why not leave a like and subscribe? Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you. And before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. Thanks again to you, to EXPRESSVPN, and to Tion. Oh, and a special thanks for 15K. I didn't even think it was possible, but we're already blowing past it. I'll see y'all at 100K before you know it. I can't wait. Alright, one more time, I love you. And I'll see you soon. Until then, this has been the Hotbox. Bye.
This.